Welcome to Beyond Rockets. Hope you're having a great day. My name is Clark Dunn and I'm your host. Get ready to enjoy some awesome conversations from Huntsville locals about cool work they are doing right here in the Rocket City. You can connect with us on social media at Beyond Rockets, and if you're interested in doing a podcast yourself, I'd love to hear from you. You can visit my website, beyondrockets.com today, or connect with me on LinkedIn at Clark Dunn. Sit back and enjoy this episode of Beyond Rockets.
Everything I liked except the way she talked to me every day.
This episode is sponsored by Yellowhammer Brewing. Yellowhammer is a local craft brewery serving Huntsville for the past 14 years. They are known for their premium craft beers like their T-Minus and Rebellion, but what you might not know is they also offer spirits, wine, seltzers, and non-alcoholic drinks. Next time you stop by their location, try one of their seasonal cocktails made with the Gemini Bourbon or the Yellowhammer Vodka, or try this year's big hit Pineapple Punch Seltzer. You can find out more information about Yellowhammer Brewery by visiting their website, yellowhammerbrewery.com, or visiting their tap room located at Campus 805.
Well, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm excited to have you all here. I'm excited to be here, actually. We're actually recording on site for not the first time, but the first time in a long time. Would y'all like to introduce yourself and we'll kind of get started there?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Kerry.
Yeah, my name is Kerry, and I am co-owner here at the Golf Lab.
Jassen Garner, co-owner at the Golf Lab.
Yeah, and so we're recording first podcast in a golf simulator, first podcast with this microphone setup, so hopefully it sounds good, hopefully you're enjoying it. If you're just listening to this, head over to YouTube or you can watch it on Spotify. You can actually see us in the bay, and we might actually do some golfing later too. Before we kind of dive into that, give us a little bit of your backgrounds. Are y'all originally from Huntsville? Kind of what were you doing, or what are you still doing as the Golf Lab is kind of just now opening here in Huntsville?
I'm actually a native of Ohio, Akron, Ohio. I moved down to Huntsville about 10 years ago, almost 11 now. Mm-hmm. We actually own a insurance agency, and that's what our main business is. We started Golf Lab because I love golf. I've wanted to do this for the last, I don't know how long. But we still run our insurance business out of the Golf Lab here at the offices. And this is kind of our side, love project, really.
Yeah.
And so you said you've always been interested in golf and always golfed, but as far as like Huntsville and having sort of a golf lab kind of thing, there's like X Golf, I think, at like downtown, but really like what y'all are doing is a pretty unique sort of all access 24/7 that we'll kind of talk a little bit about in a second. How did the process go to, like, it's one thing to have an idea of like, I want to do a golf lab, and it's another thing to actually open the Golf Lab.
Right.
So what was that process like from your perspective, Jassen, to kind of say, hey, I think there's actually a market for this. I think some people are going to enjoy this. I have connections that are really excited about this, to, getting the space that we're in today?
I think it started about 6 years ago, and we had an office over in Main Street South, and we talked about finding a different office for our insurance space, and we wanted a fun factory. I'm a baseball player. I've played baseball my whole life through college. I still play baseball now in the older leagues here in Huntsville. But we had talked about finding a new office. I talked about putting a batting cage and a golf simulator in that office, kind of making it a fun factory is what we said. Yeah. There's not a lot of, like you said, golf simulators or golf courses here in town for people to golf, or golfers to either find a tee time, or get out and golf. There's X Golf. I think you're going to see more of the simulator spaces pop up in the next couple of years, because last year I think was the first year that more golfers golfed inside than outside. Wow. So
yeah, and
it's a growing
like
space
here in Huntsville. I mean, fortunately, our weather allows us to golf pretty much more often than other places. Mm-hmm. But we do have, the really hot summers, and lately we've had pretty cold winters.
Right.
And so, like I said, there's not a ton of golf courses. There's also not a ton of just golf ranges. Mm-hmm. That's one thing that we were talking about off air too. It's just the ability just to go and hit golf balls in practice.
Right.
Like I don't think, a golf simulator is necessarily replacing playing on a course.
Right.
But it's definitely allows you to, be more comfortable when you do play a course.
Yep.
And so you get this space. The space used to be another gym. So we're at the shopping center on the corner of Whitesburg and Airport, right behind First Watch. Talk a little bit about kind of the build out process from like getting the space to then actually, building these bays out. There's 3 bays here. Talk a little bit about that. Like, how long did that journey take to actually make this what we see today?
Well, we live on this side of town, so we wanted to put the space over here. And there's not many things to do over in on this side of town. If you want to go to Top Golf or any other activity-based business, you have to go all the way over to Madison. So we wanted to put it here. One, because we live here. Two, because there's not many things to do in this area. And we were looking for space over in Hayes Farm. And we talked to the broker over there. She mentioned this space would be perfect for a golf simulator. So we started this probably December of last year when we found the space. We knew we had to have it. We negotiated with the landlords and were able to get in here, secure the lease, and we started the build out, in February, March? Well, it took us about 4 months to build out the space. It was a Rock Box Fitness. They had a rack of punching bags in this area. When we came in, all their equipment was still here. We had to clear it all out and basically design the whole space from ground up.
Yeah. And as far as simulators and sort of TrackMans, there's so many different options. How did you kind of go about finding that the system that would make Golf Lab different and allow you to actually have the best results for your clients?
Had to do a lot of research, a lot of golf.
Oh, I mean, and that's not a bad thing. I mean, I think I've been here three or four times since within the last few weeks or last month. I mean, if I had an office here, I would be golfing a lot too.
I should be getting better at golf. I'm not that good, but I should be getting better. But yeah, I looked at TrackMan and Full Swing and all the other launching software. And I decided on UNEEKOR because it was the right in our budget. It had the right, everything that we need as far as, the casual golfer just coming to play around, or the guy that wants to improve his golf game can come and look at every bit of data from ball, the ball data to the club data. We have an AI swing trainer, a couple of cameras around the bay that you can record your swings. And that's why I went with UNEEKOR.
Yeah. And I mean, it's interesting because I think the first time I came in, you kind of showed me all the different stats. I'm half the numbers I didn't even know what they were. But I know a big part of kind of the future of Golf Lab. I think your all's official opening will be a little bit after this episode is recorded, probably a few weeks after this episode's released. Y'all actually grand opening. But your goal is to even have sort of lessons in here that you get professionals teaching you and kind of letting you understand these numbers a little bit better. Talk a little bit about not only just that, hey, I want to come in here, maybe like a one-off, try it kind of thing, to members. What are the different levels of memberships that people can have at the Golf Lab?
Okay. Yeah, we're open to the public. So you can go online on our website and book a tee time from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. Monday through Sunday, basically. But then we have memberships. And if you're a member of the Golf Lab, for the more serious golfer that wants to improve his game or her game, it's 24/7. So you could book a tee time anytime, after work, after you get the kids to bed, middle of the night if you wanted to. Book a tee time, you get a code for the door on we'll text you your code, and you can enter the Golf Lab. Our first couple of, your first couple of times in the Golf Lab, we're going to teach you how to set up the simulator, come in, turn it on, get to a course, get to the range. But we're open to the public. We're going to do, like you said, coaching lessons. We have a couple of PGA professionals that are going to be available to give lessons here at the Golf Lab. And then we're going to be membership based for 24/7.
Yeah. And it's incredible just to kind of see, because it is that convenience factor of finding something on this side of town that you can stop in on your way home from work. There's the Ledges close by, so that if you're a member there and you're looking for something that's maybe a little bit more of, I can get a small group together, I can come in and do some stuff here. This is the perfect spot for you. What do y'all, so this journey has been a long journey as far as thinking about, this for years to then, in the last 8 months, really making this a reality. What are you kind of looking for expectation wise? October really is going to be your first full month open to the public. When this episode comes out, what are you looking forward towards the rest of the year and kind of moving into 2026?
So we're really excited about holding events here at the Golf Lab. We have a nice event space, so companies can throw their Christmas parties, their birthday parties. Anybody can come in and rent the lab for a party, but we're also doing a lot of tournaments and leagues. which we're really excited about. We want to create a golf community here in Huntsville on this side of town. So if you have a group of buddies or your work buddies or whatever, you want to start your own league or join a league that we're going to run, we have the availability to do that here at the lab. So we're really excited about October is going to be our grand opening party, our ribbon cutting, the 20th of October. But we're officially open right now if you wanted to book a tee time and, come in, we'll demo the system for you. Come in for an hour. Won't cost you anything to demo the system and see if you like it.
Yeah. And I think that the timing is perfect for those corporate events. You're getting into the holiday season. Hey, you're a small company or you're a part of a nonprofit or whatever it might be. You're looking for a more unique space to hang out than your traditional, hey, I'm in a ballroom with whatever. Like, hey, you can bring in food here. You can set up a table. You can have a little buffet. So it's pretty incredible just to see. And this is, like I said, is something that's been needed here in this side of Huntsville and in South Huntsville. It's one of those things. I think, like you said, golfing has become a more popular thing. I feel like with the influx of even just YouTube golfers kind of educating and kind of entertaining a younger crowd, golfing is becoming not necessarily more accessible, but it's becoming more mainstream to see individuals, in high school and college to kind of get into golf and kind of seeing what it is, because it is such a fun thing. And I think one of the coolest things too is being able to play courses. So not only can you come in here and just hit range balls and practice and kind of dial in your swing, you can also play courses. I mean, thousands of courses.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about, not only like maybe some of the courses that you can play on the simulator locally, and then also some of the courses that you see the PGA pros playing on TV.
That's exactly why we went with UNEEKOR, was because of the third-party connection with GS Pro, which is a course building or a software system where anybody can build a course. You can request a course from course builders. So there's over 1,700 courses that you can play right now on GS Pro. Courses like you mentioned, the Ledges here in town. If you want to come down to the golf lab and play the Ledges, you can. You can play Gunters Landing. And then you can play courses like Pebble Beach and Augusta, TPC Sawgrass. It's amazing how many courses, and they're adding courses every day because we can add a course, we can request a course to be added. And if we do that, then everybody on the system can play that course.
Yeah. And I think it's a really cool thing. I think about it as like people that are interested in like travel a lot to play golf places. Like, hey, I can play that course before I even go play that course.
Exactly.
And so like, that's one of those like unique things. And like, even like when I played the Ledges a couple times here, and you can select the different days of the week for the different pin placements. And I mean, it's cool. As like I've played the Ledges in person, and then I've also played it here, and it's spot on. It's pretty accurate. It's pretty accurate. The houses are where they are. The trees are where they are. The cliff is where it is. Like you have all these obstacles that do make it a tough course, but you're able to play it. You don't have to worry about going to chase your ball. You don't have to worry about.
You never lose a ball. Yeah.
It's always an easy thing. And so if someone's listening, so like I guess at the second half of this podcast, we're actually going to show you how the space works. I'll get my golf clubs out and hit a couple golf balls, show you how to set it up. We'll play maybe even a hole or two on the Ledges to show you what that looks like. But where can people find more information about you, follow you online? Maybe like what is your website? They can go book a tee time today.
So if they want to book a tee time today, go to our website. It's thegolflab.club. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram. I think it's the Golf Lab Huntsville or Golf Lab Huntsville on either of those two. And our phone number is 256-255-2540. I remembered it.
Yeah. And we'll be sure to have everything in the episode notes. So if you want links to their social media, links to their website, you can find it there. But you're about to now see us me actually hit some golf balls. So preface, not been into golf a long time, so it might not look great, but it's a lot of fun. So stay tuned.
I think you said the other day, hey, I hit a house up on the Ledges, and then I came in the simulator and hit the same house.
Yeah. I'm consistent.
Let's see if you hit it again.
Yes, that's awesome.
So now we are actually hitting some golf balls. So if you listened or watched to the first half of the podcast, we talked a little bit about the golf simulator, what it's like. But I thought, what better way to see what it's like than actually see me poorly hit some golf balls at the screen, and you kind of see what it looks like. So right now it's set up on a range. So Jason, there's a couple different, like we were talking about it earlier, there's a couple different options. When you come in, you can just do a range like this, work on your clubs, changing the club that you're actually hitting to kind of dial it in, but you can also play courses too.
Right. And you can change the range to do dynamic holes as well.
Okay.
So it'll randomize the holes on the range. So you can use, your pitching wedge, 6-iron, your 7-iron, all the way up to your driver on the range. It's got a distance slider on there as well. So if you want to practice, your 75 yard,
Okay.
60 iron or 60 wedge, you can.
Yeah, and I think what was cool too when I messed around with it is like there's challenges. So you can play I think I was playing on one of the holes where I was like, I want to practice a 150-yard shot, and it just positioned you at the same spot on the same hole, and you just practiced.
Yeah, there's on-course practice. So you can pick a course. Like if you're, a high school golfer and you guys are going to golf, in Prattville, and you want to pick that course, and you want to play that course, or you want to pick certain areas of the course that you want to practice from, you can just, like you said, place the ball on one spot of the course and practice that over and over and over again. So.
Yeah, and so when someone gets this set up and they're ready to go on the actual range, they position their ball. So I guess as the track man, so to speak, is above us.
Right.
So as they get it set up, it'll light up green, and that means they're ready to go.
Ready to go, yeah.
So as soon as we hit it, so what's nice too is it does, like if you move the ball, it doesn't necessarily read that it's a shot. It only reads if you actually making a swing at it.
Right.
So you can do practice swings and it not catch it.
Yeah, because there's 3 cameras on the launcher that are focused on the ball. So when you make a swing and you hit the ball, we can actually watch your club head come down through and how you hit the ball and where you strike the ball.
Yeah, and then there's a couple different cameras set up. There's the camera right here in front of me, and then we have a camera right behind us as well. And so you're able to kind of see your swing from different angles too, which is probably pretty eye-opening for most golfers. Most of the time I'm like, don't video me, don't show me swing. I just want to, it's not going to look good. The ball might get there, but it might not. But this allows for that, the person that's wanting to get better and wanting to practice and wanting to kind of really dive into the details and the numbers behind their swing. It gives them the opportunity to do that.
Right. You can come in, sign into your UNEEKOR account, log a session, 100 shots or whatever your session is going to be with your driver or whatever iron that you want to have a session with, and then download that, send it to your email in an Excel spreadsheet. It's going to have every single one of your shots, all the data, and then the video of each shot. So if you're working with a trainer that's not on site, you can do a session, send it to that trainer, and he can coach you from anywhere in the world.
Yeah, and I think what's cool too is it saves your profile. So if you're playing a course and you're a certain yardage out, it'll start recommending clubs for you based on the data that it's already gathered for you, which is super cool because that I think it's course management. It's like one of the biggest things for new golfers, really golfers in general, is just really knowing how to manage the course well. And so as you continue to practice and continue to get better and continue to have data on this, it then starts to kind of work as your personal caddy.
Exactly. Yeah.
Which is awesome to see.
You mentioned the cameras behind and to your front, there's actually an AI swing trainer that's going to give you pointers on, what you're doing, casting, your back elbows flying away from your body or whatever it's going to be. Your head's coming up. It's going to give you pointers on your swing. So you can actually come in and improve your golf swing just with the system itself.
Yeah, and so I guess we've talked a lot about golf swing, so I'm actually going to hit a couple. We'll see how this goes. I'm not too warmed up, but we will see. Preface this: I have golfed more this year than I have ever in my life, but probably have been golfing, I don't know, maybe the last few years. I worked at the Ledges, so I was able to golf up there in college, and so that was a good opportunity to play with no one watching. But now people are watching and I'm on video, so there we go. But we'll give this a try.
There you go. Kept it in the fairway.
There we go. That's the name of the game. That's the kind of golf I play. The only kind of scratch golf I play is just finding more golf balls than I lose at the end of the round. That's the kind of scratch.
You come out plus, you're doing
yes. So, and this is pretty cool. So it shows all your data on the screen. You're able to kind of customize what data it shows you. So you're able to kind of really see the stuff that is most interesting to you, but also as you're kind of, the more you come in here, the more you start to understand kind of what these numbers actually mean.
Right. I am myself just getting to learn what these numbers mean with my golf swing. And I look at, the backspin, the side spin, your club speed and your ball speed, and your carry and total length is the stuff that I look at. But there's so much other data that'll track for you.
Yeah, and it's awesome that you can it saves everything for you. So if you become a member and you're here and you have the 24/7 access, no matter when you come in, you'll set up, you'll sign in, and it remembers who you are. It remembers what you've done. It kind of also helps you build a handicap too, which is a pretty cool thing. It's like if you're in a league, and leagues that you're going to be doing here, the first couple rounds are going to be kind of building that handicap. But then as you start playing in, the third, fourth, fifth week, it's going to kind of assign you a handicap based on your previous rounds.
Yeah, and you can play in our local leagues and tournaments. You can build leagues and tournaments with your friends, or there is the simulator golf tour where you can play on national tournaments, national leagues across the country from here at the Golf Lab. So
wow. And so I'll hit another one on the range. Talk a little bit about what you're doing for the grand opening. We mentioned a little bit about that on the first half of the podcast, but there's some cool giveaways and some special things you're doing for us. If you want to talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, we're going to bring everybody in. We're going to have some food and drink. And on each bay, we're going to have, where people can jump on and hit some balls, do some skills challenges, some closest to the pin, long drive. And then on this bay, we're going to do a $10,000 hole-in-one. So,
and what is it like? Is the course the hole you're playing? So it'll be a secret up until the day you're actually.
Up until the day we of the grand opening, so nobody can sit here and practice the hole-in-one. But I think it'll be 165 yards or something like that. But if you make a hole-in-one, it's $10,000 cash.
That's awesome. And so what's cool too is like if anyone can see it on camera, you have like little tees. So as you're teeing off, you can even set up the different tee heights depending on kind of what you're more comfortable shooting. But I think what's also a part you can do here is you can actually stick in your own tee as well.
Yep, it takes a live tee.
So if I know like I don't have a ton of like longer clubs. I don't have a great driver or great wood right now. They've broken the last couple rounds I've played. But I hit my irons off the tee most of the time when I'm playing on the course. So I can actually put a short tee in the ground and actually have that same effect that I'm used to on the course, which is a really unique thing.
Yeah.
And then there's a couple different lies, but these don't really come into play too much at the moment.
No, if you want to set them up before your round to play the trouble mats, that's the sand and the rough trouble mat.
Okay.
The system already calculates a percentage. If you don't designate those that you're going to use those, you're just going to use the regular turf. The system will take a percentage off of your swing if you're in the rough, take a percentage off your swing if you're in the sand, fairway, or bunker sand, or green sand. So,
and then one thing that's unique to talk a little bit about is kind of how putting works, because it's not necessarily getting it to the screen, then it goes the distance. It's as soon as you begin to putt, the ball's going.
Right. The cameras are watching the ball. So if you have an 8-foot putt, you probably don't even want to hit the screen because it's about 12 feet to the screen. So you want to land it about halfway, a little over halfway to the screen. So it takes a little getting used to putting on the simulator, but it mimics an actual putt in real life.
Yeah. And then a big part of the actual facility that we're in is as soon as you come in the front door, there's actually a full putting green there. You can practice putting. So we might even have photos that you can kind of see of the putting green as you come in, and then it has the different bays. We'll have some photos so people can see on the video of kind of what the space looks like beyond just the bay that we're in right now. And what's cool too is that if you're playing a hole and you're kind of on the fringe and you would typically want to putt it and not chip it, you could just change the club and it'll read as a putt, not as a chip.
Exactly.
And so you're able to, if you're on the fringe and you're like, I'm not good at chipping, you can go and say change to putter and you can putt the ball. And so I think that's a unique thing. I think that was one of the things I had to continuously remind myself about as I was playing. It's like I'd be on the edge and I would just assume that it would know that I wanted to putt. And it's like, no, it's assuming that you're going to chip because of the lie you're in, but I would rather want to putt instead.
Yeah,
so,
me too.
Yeah, for sure. It's a less chance for error. I'll hit one more on the range and then we can show what a hole looks like at the ledges.
Okay.
This is going to be interesting. Ooh, didn't let it set. It's a great example of what to not do.
Sometimes it's a good thing it doesn't read it.
Oh, 100%. I think I can do a better swing than that. There we go. Now we're ready to go.
Oh.
One more Tarok. It's like I always move it. There we go. Let's give that a whirl. Last practice swing.
Not a bad shot right there. Your ball speed is 115.
Yeah, that's it. That's around the distance I would carry a normal 7-iron. So I've warmed up. So this is sort of the range section. You can just come in here and practice your different golf clubs, kind of gauge some distance. But show us a little bit about what maybe a hole at the Ledges looks like.
Okay, so switch back to gameplay in our GS Pro system. You would just go to a local match and then find Ledges. Select it, Huntsville, Alabama. There's actually another Ledges golf course in York, Maine. But you want to do the one in Huntsville. You find your name.
Right there, Clarkton.
And then you can set up the hole.
Yeah, let's just play hole 9. It's a par 3 at the Ledges.
So you can select any hole that you want to play. You want to play hole 9.
And I like that feature a lot because like I came in here once and just played all par 3s at the Ledges, and it was a good opportunity to kind of practice those clubs. And so
all right,
here we
so
go.
we're going to play hole 9 at the Ledges.
I'll show you what a little bit of that this looks like. And so right now, I know you talk a little bit about, so like as the setup that people will see with some of the photos is there's, fridges and stuff like that set up. But right now there's no sort of drinks on site. Is there any sort of like, what is the plan, or what can members kind of do? Can they bring in stuff? Like, what does that look like?
They can bring in their own drinks. They can bring in their own food. We have a couple of restaurants right here in the plaza that you can go grab food from. But right now it's bringing your own food and drink.
Awesome.
We're thinking about offering beer and wine. It's not something we've decided yet, but
yeah,
we might do that down the road. Yeah. Maybe.
And what's nice too is, so if you're playing a course, you get the course set up, there's an option just to go to the range first too. Mm-hmm. So if you come in and you want to just play a course, but you do want to practice some before you go to the course, you can go to the range and actually practice, and then hit whatever hole is your first hole for the day.
Yeah, and if it's a good course builder, like you're playing a course that was built by a good course builder, the range is going to look like it does on the real course. So that's pretty cool.
I think that and that's one thing that's such a cool element of this, is it is so realistic to what the actual experience is like if you're playing that course. But then you also get the ability that if you're playing with like a scramble or with a group of people, you have your friends that are all just kind of hanging out behind you. You're able to kind of like, it does change a lot, but like this looks just like the hole 9 at the Ledges, which is awesome because I played this hole a couple times. Always lose the ball on the backside in the bushes is a great spot to find extra balls if you overshoot the green.
They even had the tee markers right. Which is pretty
what's
cool.
nice too is that if you're playing and you have a fade, or you play a draw or whatever it might be, you can actually go onto the screen and kind of position yourself pointing in a certain direction, knowing that the ball flight is typically in that. So I typically am going to be having a draw, I believe. So I would want to aim a little bit to the side, but we'll give this first shot a try, just aimed right at it, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, and you can over here.
You can
see exactly where it's 134 yards to that sand.
Yeah, that's awesome.
If you wanted to, you're not going to lay up obviously here, but
hopefully not. Hopefully they get the ball there.
It would just set up as a draw shot.
Okay, let's give this a try. Ooh. Yep, that's not what you want to
do. Let's do I think I have mulligans on. Let me see.
Oh, perfect.
All right, mulligan, yeah.
Like I said, not a brand, kind of a brand new golfer. So don't give me too much. Let's see.
There you go. Nice shot.
There we go. That's what I
wanted.
That's what I wanted to do on the first swing.
That was awesome.
And so he gets it set up like this. And so we'll actually show you what a putt looks like too.
So we have the gimme circle at 10 foot. So if you make it inside that gimme circle, it's going to give you one more stroke and then you're in the hole.
Yeah. And then as far as like reading the putt, you kind of can see the sort of the elevation change and kind of the direction that the green's going. And so you can kind of adjust. And so all it is when you're putting is just hitting the ball sort of in that direction, but knowing that you're only 29 feet. No,
29 feet, 3 inches from the hole.
From the hole.
And then you're 5 inches down.
Okay.
So the hole is down from you.
Let's
so
see if I can get this into the gimme circle or make this.
Slow down, ball. It's a good putt.
There we go.
So you got a bogey or
Not-
a par. Sorry.
Not too bad. Not too bad. I'll take it. Well, I appreciate it. It's been fun to kind of showcase a little bit of what the space looks like and kind of, what people can expect. So if you're listening or watching, definitely go see the video because you can actually see me hit a poor shot the first shot, but then hit a great shot the second shot after the mulligan. So really the first shot.
That's what mulligans are for.
Yeah, 100%. And so but I appreciate you being here. We'll have everything in the episode notes, links to everything, but come out and check out the golf lab.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Beyond Rockets. Don't forget you can subscribe to the podcast wherever you listen and on YouTube at Beyond Rockets. Be sure to follow me on Instagram at Beyond Rockets to stay up to date with new episodes as they are released. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you enjoyed.